shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Players for the upcoming season, the guys that we think are going to make a leap or should make a leap. Start with your favorite guy. Who is your #1 breakout player?
Anthony Simons in Portland. And if you watch Summer League before he got hurt, he is a lot of fun to watch. And, you know, Neil O'Shea, who drafted Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, and then with the Clippers drafted Blake Griffin, Eric Bledsoe, DeAndre Jordan, calls him as naturally talented of a player as he's ever drafted. And he's going to be a player who is going to be on the floor in Portland this year. And, you know, you look at the wings, the young wings that they have in Portland, and that's been a position for them, you know, that they, you know, certainly need to upgrade, you know, at the 3. Simons is going to be a lot of fun. Didn't go to college, went to IMG Academy for a year. So it was almost like a high school player to the NBA. Did that year of prep school and comes last year. And, you know, Nasir Little's another player who they drafted this year, another wing who dropped at Carolina. They got all these young wings around in Portland. I'm not sure Little's going to contribute much this year, but, man, Simons is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I've heard so much buzz about a guy who has almost literally not played in the NBA as I'm hearing about Simons and how good he is. And, you know, how, given his skill set, how is he going to be on the floor, fit with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum? On the other hand, Terry Stotts has had great success with small guards or with guards in general. You know, guys who can shoot and move off the ball tend to do very well. So I'm excited for him. My first pick, it wasn't really my first pick, but a guy that I feel like I haven't talked about on podcasts or in columns that I'm very interested to see, partly because I'm high on the Heat. I'm really excited to see what Bam Adebayo can do as a starting center. And now he started at the end of last year after taking the job from Hassan Whiteside. Now he's locked in. He's the starting.
That's the part of Miami trading Whiteside. He's shown flashes that he deserved to be a starter. And he fit this era right here. He can scratch the floor. That's a way for Jimmy Butler to go to the lane and score. You ain't got to worry about him clogging up the lane. He will go to the paint and back down and do a hood shot, but he fit this era. He could shoot threes and create a shot for himself also. That's the only reason they traded Whiteside, because they see something in Adebayo. He's a good center that fit to their age right here. Like, they want all their centers to shoot threes. And he fit it. And that's why the Whiteside era came to the end. They like, you ain't doing enough for us. We have a future center right here, and we're going to send you to Portland. And that's what they did. And Whiteside, still a good center. He would fit right in with Portland and guard the rim. Bio, he could guard the rim as well. Like, he's going to be a breakout player this year. Because I feel like he could contribute with Jimmy Butler, right along with Tyler Hero. Like, they got some good players on that team. Winslow, they have a good, solid team. And they have a good, solid center.
They're super high on him. And, you know, he kind of like, he came into the league and like, oh, he's an athlete. We know he's an athlete. He's fast. He can dunk. But he can do a lot of stuff. He's a good passer. He can bring the ball up the floor. He has a little bit of a mid-range touch that maybe he can stretch out a little bit. Defensively, I think they're going to ask him to do a lot. He's going to have to protect the rim. And then on some nights when he plays with Kelly Olynyk, he might have to defend stretch fours because Kelly Olynyk's not fast enough to do it. I think he's a really interesting, multi-skilled, versatile player. And if he hits, yeah, I think Miami has a chance to be the third best team in the East. I think they have a lot of talent and it's a lot of weird, versatile talent, but he's one of the guys who can kind of make it all mesh.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk around him this summer at USA camp, and he wanted to be on that team. He was disappointed when he didn't make it. You know, another young player in Miami who has opened eyes, you know, already in training camp preseason. Tyler Hero from Kentucky.
How well he's played in preseason. Real quickly, who was another guy on your list? We'll just exchange the names. Who else was on your breakout list?
Well, Markelle Fultz, in this regard, I think he's going to be a contributing player this year for the Orlando Magic. We didn't know if he was ever going to be that. But while the shooting's not there yet, this is still a player who can go from point A to point B like no one else. There's a reason he was drafted first overall. There's a reason Brian Colangelo moved up in that draft to be able to take him number one. And it's not because he isn't without a tremendous amount of talent, but the shoulder has been feeling better. He's been practicing. You've seen him fill up the box score in preseason games, and when he played a little bit in Philly, he can put up lots of numbers and a lot of columns. And I think just for that Orlando organization to see some growth, development, and just to see his career stabilize this year and then start to build off of that is going to be really important.
Well, I mean, for them, it's huge because who is the point guard on their team next season? Because DJ Augustin's a free agent. I don't view him as really a core piece of their team going forward. Maybe they disagree. If it's not Fultz, who is it? Rapid fire the other guys on my list. I wrote a whole column, the 6 most intriguing players of the season, so I tried to move off that column.
I couldn't steal any of yours.
Mitchell Robinson, I
just feel like Markelle Fultz, he's in a different situation now. I feel like Philly shouldn't have drafted him, and they know Ben Simmons is going to be their point guard. And it played in the back of his mind, he know he want to go be in the lineup because he know Ben Simmons was going to be their future point guard anyway. They had him in the lineup before, but it didn't work out because they know who their point guard was going to be. That's why I was looking like you go choose another good point guard in the draft, and you already have one. And he with a team that want him. Orlando want him. They believe he could be that missing piece for them. And I feel like he can be that missing piece for them. I feel like he can help this team win a lot of games. Because they have a solid team themselves. And Orlando believe in him. That's why they pick up a contract for him, because they see something in him. And he could be that point guard for them. Because he have all the skills to play in this league. He just needed a team to believe in him. The Sixers believe in him, but they know it was Ben Simmons at the end of the day. So Orlando, that's going to be their future point guard. DJ Augustine, they might keep him there just to have a veteran present behind him and talk to him so he can be ready to be that starting point guard and be their leader on that court. And I feel like he got everything to be a solid guard. And once you're in a new environment, you play well. Because the preseason games, he saw some flashes that he can be a good guard.
still am super. He was in that column. He just does crazy things. And the other guy that didn't make that column, it's a little obvious, but because he got injured and he plays in Memphis, I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be a star. Not just a good player. I think he has a chance to be a star on both ends of the floor. And look, Memphis is going to be very good. I can't wait to watch Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. together. I can't wait.
Yeah, there were executives who I really respect last year in that draft who were trying to get way to the top of that draft to get at Jaren Jackson Jr., who they thought he, in 5 years, might be remembered as the best player in that group. And he did more offensively as a rookie than people expected. The shooting,
36% from three.
Yeah.
On a not token amount of attempts. And you look at that draft, it's interesting. The league's getting smaller, more wings. 5 of the top 8 picks, or maybe even 5 of the top 7 in that draft were big guys. Right. Bagley, Ayton, Jaren Jackson Jr., Wendell Carter, Mo Bamba. He had the best rookie season of them. I had him third on my rookie of the year ahead of Ayton. And I don't think it was, in terms of all-around play, I think Ayton and Bagley will average more points per game this year probably, but I think all around it wasn't close. He was the best player.
And another player whose season was cut short with injury last year, Lauri Markkanen in Chicago. He is going to be a star in this league. They are going to be able, in Chicago, to have a player. I'm not sure he's going to be an all-NBA first or second team player, but he is.
Like Jaren Jackson. Same thing. Every owner is looking for a guy center-wise that can shoot the basketball. He ain't gonna be the center, I don't think so. But he fit this era right here of stretch centers. And learn marketing, the same thing in Chicago. He can stretch the floor for them and shoot. And that's what they looking for, a center that can stretch the floor. The league have changed. So your big mans need to learn how to shoot. You gotta have a center that can stretch the floor. Now.
Going to score 20 points a game in this league until he's done in his mid-30s.
I hope so, because it's a big year for him. The Bulls have a chance to be decent, and his career has kind of gone in fits and starts, right? He'll have 10 games where he looks like a world beater, then he'll get hurt, or he'll go into a slump, or take a lot of mid-ranges.
The injuries for him have been significant.
This is the year where, like, the consistency has to come. Well, it's nice to talk about
you
basketball.
said the Bulls, too. The way the Magic jumped up into the playoffs last year, no one saw it coming. I think if the Bulls get some solid play at the point guard, I don't think it's out of the question that they're at the least competing to be in the playoffs deep into the season.
Hey, look, it's the East. I might be able to be the 8th man on a playoff team in the East. Well, it's nice to talk about basketball, breakout players, extensions, fun stuff. Woj Podcast, NBA Countdown, SportsCenter, catch them all there, and we'll be talking basketball for a long time now. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and